So we expect this room to be completely filled at some point today. We have 400 people that have registered for this event. So we might be a little close quarters at one point in time, but right now we look pretty good. So my name is Patrick Van Eer. I want to welcome you to the Silicon Valley Marijuana Awareness Conference. This is a project that myself and my co-organizer, Dr. Sue Nelson, have been working on for the last 8 months. So thank you very much for coming. I know many people have come from some great distances. I supervise the narcotics prosecution team with the Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office. And it's at this moment that I want to introduce for some opening remarks Santa Clara County District Attorney Jeff Rosen and Santa Clara County Supervisor Cindy Chavez, and they will address you and give opening remarks for this conference.
Good morning, everyone. The purpose of this conference is to bring together local, state, and national leaders who are currently researching and investigating marijuana, and to present objective facts and nonpartisan information about the effects of marijuana on young people and on our community. That's why we're here today and tomorrow. Any successful endeavor like a conference of this scale requires hard work, teamwork, and creativity. Two of the main co-organizers for this event were Patrick Van Eer, who supervises the narcotics unit in the District Attorney's Office, along with Dr. Sue Nelson, the Director of Behavioral Health for Santa Clara County. Critically important in putting this conference together was the planning and support of Sylvia Gallegos, who works in the County Executive's Office. And I also want to express my gratitude to the next speaker, Supervisor Cindy Chavez, for sponsoring the event along with our office, and for her staff members, Paul Murphy, Van Trong, and Alex Lynn, for assisting in the marketing of the conference and encouraging different people and organizations to come. The staff at the District Attorney's Office has also been critically important to bringing this conference together. Victoria Enos, the legal secretary for our narcotics unit, and Sarah Bells, who's the management analyst for our office. In addition, I want to recognize the behavioral health staff who participated: Ashley Balware, Elizabeth Jacobsware, and Jessica Claudio. Finally, I want to express my appreciation to an organization that I belonged to for many years in the District Attorney's Office, the California Narcotics Officers Association, specifically Region 1, and Chairman Doug Ulrich for sponsoring this event. Of the many things that CNOA did behind the scenes to make this a successful conference, they'll be hosting a networking reception tonight from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Santa Clara Marriott Hotel, which is just a few blocks up the street. Again, thank you all for attending this important and informative conference. Welcome to Silicon Valley, and I look forward to learning together with you over the next day and a half. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Since we're going to be in a hotel, I won't make you do exercises, but I do want to get you a little bit moving this morning mentally, because we're in a room all together all day. So first, I want to just extend a very sincere expression of gratitude to District Attorney Jeff Rosen and his entire team. I think it's just so important that we as a community have an environment that we can have a very open, thoughtful, fact-based conversation about this issue. I know that many of you have traveled from other states and other parts of California to be here today. And I know that, I hope in your communities that you have an opportunity to work closely with your elected officials as well, and especially between the District Attorney's offices and your boards of supervisors. I wanted to talk just a minute about what that relationship has been like here for me in Silicon Valley. I've had the opportunity to work with our district attorney, Jeff, and he's got an incredibly strong bench on issues relative to human trafficking, intimate partner violence, bail and release and our strategies around that, jail reform. We have a commission that's working on jail diversion, and his office has played a leadership role in every single one of these initiatives. And what's so important for me as a a member of the Board of Supervisors is that each of those initiatives we think is going to improve the quality of life for people who live, work, and play in our community. And we've been able to do it with the leadership of the District Attorney's Office. And so I wanted to just give a shout out to him, but also to ask you to give him a round of applause, because I think it's such an important role model for people across the country to be tangible in their partnerships on really difficult issues. You know, looking at the list of speakers presenting today and tomorrow, it's so clear to me that you all are experts. It's a very exciting, I think, to be able to have this conversation. And I've been thinking about marijuana in particular from two perspectives. One, as an elected official, and I represent the downtown, the east side, and the southeast side of our community, and I have the honor and privilege of representing really the poorest part of Silicon Valley. Why is that important? Because I look at these issues and problems from very different perspectives because of that, both as an elected official for a very needy area and also as a mother of a 15-year-old who never knew stress until I had a teenager. You know, as a member of the board, I've been active in looking at regulation for cultivation, processing, and sale and the use of medical marijuana in the county. As many of you may know, in the city of San Jose, which is our largest city in this county, there was no regulation. And because of that, we had a proliferation of facilities all over the city, mostly in the poor and the east side of the city. And mostly, the thing we started to see almost right away, anecdotally, from schools was children being suspended and expelled for bringing marijuana on campus, coming to campus, intoxicated, and more importantly, fighting over whether or not they had a right to have medication, including some of their parents getting involved in it, saying, what, my kid had a card, or I have a card, they have my marijuana, I want it back. Because of that, it started to really impact the way I was thinking about this. So the county got involved, and the County Department of Environmental Health had meetings about commercial kitchen requirements. Our agricultural commissioner sent out information about pesticides, because that's also been a big impact to the environment. Weights and Measures sent out information about requirements when using scales, offering packaged products for sale, or using a scanner for the hookups for pricing. So the county has undertaken a multi-department, multi-agency enforcement actions against illegal marijuana grow sites as well. And these actions not only enforce the county's ban on cultivation collectives, which we have a ban in the county proper, but also environmental damages created by illegal activities, cultivation activities. The county also adopted a personal and caregiver medical marijuana cultivation ordinance to permit cultivation of up to 12 plants at a qualified patient or primary caregiver's residence in an unincorporated area. And finally, the Public Health and Alcohol and Drug Services have engaged in a public education campaign. And this is so important because I've had people angry with me over my positions relative to this issue because they think that marijuana can cure cancer and other things. And part of that is that there's just not any one place to get factual information about it. And frankly, because we haven't done enough research on it as well. Let me just talk about being a mom for a minute. Whatever happens in the elections that are upcoming, the one thing that I know, that all of us know, is that if we don't protect children and their brains, and the more we learn about brain science, the more we understand how long it takes for brains to fully develop. And I was just at a workshop at my son's school, which told me that I would have to wait till he was 27 until his brain was fully developed. And again, the stress that I feel on my heart. But all that being said is that we know that while children are growing, learning, and developing, that their brains have to be protected. And in many respects, I feel like as parents, we really protect them from themselves until they're old enough to do that on their own. So what that means is that we have to, as a community, be prepared not just with facts, but with a plan. No matter what happens, what's our plan to protect our children until they can make decisions for themselves? Before 27, hopefully, but at least by then. So it brings me full circle to why we're here. And that's to learn about the facts and the experiences that all of you have in the jurisdictions that you're from, understanding best practices. And let me just close by saying how grateful I am that all of you are here. How just really, I can't say enough about the District Attorney's Office in our community. Patrick, let's give Patrick one more round of applause. thank Dr. Sue Nelson, and I see that Sylvia Gallegos is here from the County Executive's Office, and I want to acknowledge you as well. So thank you all very much. Thank you.
Those are inspiring words as we begin this conference. So as we open the conference up, I'd like to invite Dr. Sue Nelson to take the podium. She's going to be providing you with an overview of the format for this event, and we have a lot to say about that, specifically keeping the event moving on time and allowing each and every speaker an opportunity to present all of the materials that they've come here to discuss today. So at this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Sue Nelson.
Good morning. Thank you, District Attorney Rosen and Supervisor Chavez for sharing your remarks with us. And welcome. We are grateful for each one of you to be here. On behalf of my co-organizer, Patrick Venera, and myself, we're pleased that you're at this Marijuana Awareness Conference, and we hope that you will take the information you learn and take it home and use it wisely and for our best good. The genesis of this conference began when primarily Supervisor Chavez and the Board of Supervisors asked for an educational conference on marijuana use. This led then to, as part of that plan, to developing an educational campaign. And part of that campaign is this very conference you're at here today. Patrick and I began meeting with Deputy Executive Sylvia Gallegos back in January, and originally had planned on doing a one-day conference, but quickly realized that there are so many qualified speakers and so many facets of this issue that we needed more time. So we're appreciative, very appreciative to each of the many speakers, that many have come long distances to be here with us today. And you as attendees come from a variety of diverse backgrounds and from a variety of locations from across the state and from other states as well. And we're appreciative of you coming here. Our purpose is to create a clear understanding of the impact of marijuana on our community based on research and professional first-hand experience. With a large event like this, it's important to cover some housekeeping matters before we begin. And the folder you received this morning contains the agenda and the speaker biographies. As you can see from your agenda, we've got a very tight and structured schedule. So we invite you to look at each speaker's biography as we move quickly from one speaker to the next. And we're going to keep introductions short because the qualifications are contained in your packet. Because this is a large conference, we've come up with the following procedure if any of you have questions for any of the speakers. Index cards are available for each of you, and so write your question on the index card along with your email address, and raise your hand with your index card, and the conference staff will gather your card, and if we have time, we will answer one or two questions during each speaker's allotted time. Otherwise, the speakers will be available during the breaks, or answer your questions will be mailed to you and other conference attendees via Eventbrite. We want to stay on schedule, so we will allow each speaker their full time, so we'll only take the number of questions that fits within that allotment of time that you have on your agenda. A Dropbox will be available after the conference for PowerPoints from many of the speakers, and again, the answers to all questions not answered today or tomorrow will be sent out after the event. Please wear your lanyard at all times because there's other events like the Home and Garden Show here in the conference center, and there are 3 colors of lanyards. Attendees have black, speakers have blue lanyards, and volunteers have orange lanyards. Feel free to approach Patrick or myself or anyone wearing an orange volunteer badge with any questions we have. And we invite you to mingle and network and discuss with each other the things that you learned today. I would also like to thank the California Narcotics Association and their chairman, Doug Ulrich, for their invaluable support. And again, you are invited to reception this evening from 6:30 to 8:30 in the Hollywood Marriott Hotel. And the address is 2700 Mission College Boulevard, and very close to here. Appetizers will be available during both hours, and there will be a hosted bar during the first hour. Lastly, we will take 3 breaks throughout the day, 15 minutes this morning, 30 minutes for lunch, and 15 minutes in the afternoon. You will have 3 boxed lunch options: turkey, roast beef, and a vegetarian portobello mushroom sandwich. Please take them quickly and return to your seat so that we can begin promptly. And as you probably noticed, there's coffee outside if you'd like some, and water in the back of the room throughout the day. And then this afternoon during our break, we'll be offering some snacks as well. And we're going to begin promptly after each break, so please assist us in staying on your schedule.